If you're looking for the best basketball talk in the universe, you just found it. This is Deep Hoops, where fans are the host. Troy Ramel Royal and me, your point guard, Jehudi. We're talking basketball, all basketball, and nothing but basketball. This is Deep Hoops.
Well, welcome to another episode of Deep Hoops. I am the Minister.
And I'm Rob.
And we're not experts, but we're passionate fans talking about the game we love. And we're coming to you on Rewind Network, DETV, YouTube, and Facebook. We're coming at you in the Pennsylvania area, in the Philadelphia, Delaware area, and coming soon to the Washington, D.C. area. Yo, Chocolate City.
Hi.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Al D would be proud of us in Chocolate City.
Yes, indeed. Deep Hoops expanding.
Deep Hoops expanding. I'm trying to tell you. Well, listen, I said it before, but we are not experts, but we're passionate fans talking about the game that we love. Rob, what's going on, man?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Man, I'm feeling outstanding.
Good.
Man, we're talking NBA, and that's all that matters with me, as long as we're talking NBA. And I think I just lost my notes. Okay, there they go. All right, so there's been a lot going on in the NBA since we've gotten started with the first regular season game. And, we made our predictions.
Yes.
And I often say that a prediction is based on the information you have at the time that you make the prediction.
Okay.
I'm not one that's going to hold on to a prediction when a team is 0-20, saying, well, I said they was going to. Something went wrong. Something wasn't there. But I do want to visit some of our predictions, but I want to do it in, were they who we thought they were? A little Denny Green. Were they who we thought they were?
I have a feeling where this is going.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had a few of them out there. I want to ask you, who would you say was a team, good or bad, right or wrong, player or team, that is doing something that either you didn't predict, you didn't think they were going to be doing as well as they're doing, or they're not living up to the expectations that you had hoped for?
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to begin with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I thought Minnesota was one of the 4 teams out west that is going to miss the playoffs. Not because they're a bad team. It's just ain't enough spots. I thought they were right there with the Sacramentos, the Dallases, and the New Orleans Pelicans. And in fact, I made the case that they might be the bottom 4 of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting out the gate pretty early, and they're having a great start to the season. Cat has looked like he's taken on a leadership role, and he is playing maximum ball right now. And Cat is Karl Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you another person on that team that he's probably not going to show up in the box scores, and he's going to give you a little bit of everything. And he's actually a poor man's Jimmy Butler, and that's Robert Covington.
Mm-hmm.
He's made a defensive team, and in the past since he's been in the league, he's knocking down an open 3. He doesn't take a bad shot. He's going to have 10 to 12 points in the box score, but the intangibles that he brings to the game, it's almost like he's an unsung leader on that team. And Andrew Wiggins is one of those young guys that is yet, in my mind, has reached his full potential. And the sky's the limit for this guy because he has everything that you can think of, from athleticism, pure talent. Just, he's so up and down. But right now, they've been a surprise for me.
The funny thing about it, when we came up with this topics, were they who we thought they were? That was one of the teams that jumped out first and foremost. But another team, there's a few teams, the Suns. The Suns are doing far better, and without Ayton.
Yeah.
He played the first game, and he hasn't been out there since. And they seem to be faring well. They had a big victory against the Clippers. The first and only team to this point that has beat the Clippers. So, to this point. But we're looking at a team that is doing something that we didn't expect. The Miami Heat. They've come out the box. Jimmy Butler didn't play the first few games with them, and they're winning. And Talk about Nunn, the kid that we were talking about in the production meeting.
Kendrick Nunn, an undrafted rookie out of Oakland College. I'm going to repeat that. Oakland College. I don't even know what conference they're in. I heard that he was in the Golden State Warriors G League at one time, but here's a guy comes out. He's in the backcourt with Tyler Hero, and they're both putting up numbers. Literally putting up numbers, and it's a testament to what Pat Riley does over there, because even Bam is playing well. They make the move to trade Hassan Whiteside. They kind of give Bam a little spot, and you can see that he's probably working with Alonzo Mourning because he's out there playing that inside game. He's not out there trying to shoot perimeter shots. He's just staying in the paint. So, there's a lot of surprises.
A lot of surprises, and you talked about Hero. Hero in the game against the Atlanta Hawks recently had 19 points in the first half.
Yeah, this is a guy that's going to get some Rookie of the Year votes. He, especially with Zion being out to possibly to Christmas or maybe beyond Christmas, that might take away from him getting votes. And you're going to see some of the players like John Morant, R.J. Barrett, Tyler Hero, and to name a few others, maybe even Kendrick Nunn, that might get some rookie votes.
But you talk about we're talking about the subject. Were they who we thought they were? Okay, we knew that John Morant was going to be good. Come on now, could we have expected him to be this good, this soon in the NBA? In the NBA,
First of all, I want to thank whoever came up with the idea of NBA League Pass. But I got a chance to watch him one night. Memphis was playing Brooklyn, and it was an overtime game. And here's the thing. Him and Kyrie was going back and forth. And to the young man, John Morant, just get a little stronger. There was a few times he got in the paint, and they kind of took the ball from him, and he'll learn from that. And I think he learned during the game. Because this guy here could not be stopped. He was matching Kyrie basket for basket. He kept him in the game with sensational plays, sensational shots. And he had the opportunity to be the hero by taking the final shot. And if he had missed, I don't think anybody would have been disappointed.
Right.
But the maturity of this young man did a backwards flip to a trailing Jay Crowder who just in rhythm knocked down the three. The three was special. I thought the pass itself was special. I thought the pass was more special than the block on Kyrie Irving.
And that was special too.
for the game-winning shot.
That was special too.
You don't see this from a rookie. And you talking about Kyrie, a top 15 player. I think I had him 13. You had him 12. You don't see that from a rookie. He wasn't starstruck. He probably idolized them a little. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie was on his wall somewhere.
Do they still have people on their wall?
You know what? Do they sell posters or
I
is
don't
it just
know.
YouTube clips?
I don't know. I don't know about posters anymore.
But if so, he would have been on his wall.
He would have been on his wall. He would have been on his wall. Yeah. Sports Illustrated or something. Markelle Fultz, down in Orlando, a new start for him. He's looking energized. He's looking like he doesn't have the yips anymore. He made a couple of threes. He's taking it to the basket. He's playing with authority and he's playing with confidence. Yeah, he's not who I thought he was.
That's a feel-good story right there.
It's a very much a feel-good story. When you see players doing things that you didn't expect them to do, and that's what this subject is about. Were they who we thought they were? And now let's look at some teams. Utah, I don't know what their record is, where we're at right now, but Utah is not living up to what we thought, and neither is Michael Conley.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Conley. Hopefully some adjustments will be made, and perhaps he'll get it together. They still seem to have a little bit of their cohesiveness going on. I worry about Utah for one reason only. I think that they're going to miss Jay Crowder a bit. They have enough shooting, enough skilled players there, but they just don't have that junkyard dog, that wing defender. And I'm going to tell you something. out west, if you're going to get to the finals, you're going to have to either get through the Lakers or the Clippers, if not both. And if you don't have a wing defender to kind of disrupt a LeBron or Kawhi Leonard, I don't think you can get to the finals.
No.
You got to have a wing defender.
Were they who we thought they were? Last one, the Phoenix Suns, but he was who we thought that he was in Monty Williams. He went over there, and I got to be honest with you, and I love the NBA, and I try to stay on top of everything, but I do have a full-time job, so I don't stay on top of everything. I'm a fan, not an expert. But I had forgotten that Monty Williams was over there.
Yeah.
And then when we look at what they're doing, is there any surprise they have good coaching, finally?
We may look back, and Monty Williams might be one of the top acquisitions in the offseason. The Phoenix Suns have come out the gate with a signature win over the Clippers. They look like they have it together. They look like there's some cohesiveness. They won that game against the Clippers without Aiden and Rubio.
Right.
So my thing is that when they're at full strength, what are we going to see from them? What are we going to see from them? Monty Williams, as you said, I think he's good for 5 to 10 wins. So that team is only going to get better. And we both had Devin Booker in our top 25.
Yes, we did. And I mean, they're more than Devin Booker. And at some point during the season, let's take a look at teams that are doing something that we didn't think they would be doing and taking a microscopic look at who they are, their players, and really, because there may be fans just like us that are fans of certain teams, but not fans of a team like a Phoenix Suns, and we can, help shed some light to what they're doing and how they're doing it.
Now, I got a question for you. With these two teams coming out the gate with some early losses that kind of shake your head or head scratchers, is Luke Walton and Steve Kerr who we thought they were?
Steve Kerr, yes. And I was going to commend you on your Luke Walton. I've been a Luke Walton advocate for a while, and you've been critical of Luke Walton for a long time. So technically, he was who you thought he was.
I thought Luke Walton was a good hire for the Lakers. He was a rookie coach with a young team, and I thought they can grow together.
Right.
And then when LeBron came there, that just
that
disrupted the plan.
killed.
Now he goes to a team in Sacramento who he inherited from Dave Yeager, who I thought did an exceptional job. Pretty much had them to the last week of the season in playoff contention. And now he goes over there, and they're slow to get out the gate. And kind of with a ready-made team, he may not be who we thought he were.
Maybe he was exactly who you thought he was.
Yeah.
He wasn't who I thought he was, but he was exactly who you thought he was. All right, let's move on. The NBA, there was a time a few years ago when there was the Big Three. Mm-hmm. Then it went even to the Big Four in Golden State. And then I think it was in Bizarro World with Big Four. You're not going to have the Big Four. Right. That means that most teams are going to suck, okay? And we don't have sucky teams right now. Even the bottom feeders are not sucky because we have duos. But who's the best of the best early on of the duos? And a lot of duos are not playing together. And the Nets are not playing together. The Clippers, they're not playing together. But of the early part of the season, who are the best duos in your opinion?
I mean, right now, you have to go with Anthony Davis and LeBron. And I think what happens with them being the best of the duos right now is simply because one is playing inside and one is at the top. So there's no confusion or no getting in the way of one another. But to me, they're really the only ones that are excelling together right now. Now,
well, I mean, the Portland duo of Lillard and CJ, I mean, they're excelling.
It's seamless.
I mean, they've been excelling for years. But one that I didn't think would do well, and I see potential with them, the unicorn and the Don, Luka Doncic and
Porzingis.
I think the problem with them, there's a duo and there's really nothing really else.
Right. But again, they're similar to LeBron and Anthony Davis, where you have somebody that's inside and somebody that's outside. And so there's no like running into one another or it's kind of old school when the game was played inside out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and in the case with Dame and McCollum, they've been together so long that it's seamlessly right now, but you can see that Westbrook and Harden hasn't put it together yet.
They haven't.
Right. So, so those are the three duels that right now are playing well. Siakam and Van Fleet look good for stretches.
Right.
So we're going to see what happens. But right now, I would say those three that we mentioned.
And Al D would be very happy that we mentioned the Laker duo, right? Right? Al D, are you happy now? We mentioned this Lakers. I think there's a lot of time to see who the top duos are going to be.
Right.
But right now, as we look at it right now, the top duos are the ones that we just mentioned. We talked about were they who we thought they were. What team, either good or bad, is a surprise to you? Either a surprise in a good way or a surprise in what in the world is going on over there?
I have to say it's Golden State right now. And the reason why I'm saying Golden State, and I know they're missing Willie Cauley-Stein right now, but when I seen their games early on, and I saw that they were starting Glenn Robinson III at small forward.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. I said, wow.
It's them.
I said,
it's them
wow.
Pickens over there.
I said, wow.
Some slim Pickens.
And this is no knock on Glenn Robinson.
No.
He's been in the league. And you made a comment not too long ago. You said, there's no bad player if you're in the league.
No, if you're in the league, you're right. Player. We ain't calling nobody scrub.
Just to see him as a starter over there, I said, wow. And Golden State came out the gate with some ugly losses early on. I think they got beat pretty bad by the Clippers, pretty bad by OKC early on. And, I didn't see that coming, especially a loss to OKC. Chris Paul is there, and anytime, it's like football. If you got a good quarterback, you have a chance to win.
Adams is still there.
And if you got a good point guard, you're going to have a chance to win. But I just didn't think that they would beat Golden State.
Golden State is a surprise to me. There was a player that I had, and I didn't write it down, but there's a few surprises, Golden State being one of the biggest surprises with their letdown. Indiana has been a major disappointment. Now, we could say that Oladipo isn't there, but he wasn't there last year. We didn't predict them to do well based on him being there early. We knew he wasn't going to be there. They are a major disappointment early in the season.
Too many changes. They lost a few guys. They brought in some guys. They probably need to develop some chemistry. Luckily for them, they have a very good coach. But the only downsides about that is that teams have gotten vastly better. And I'm going to tell you this. The non-playoff teams from last year are not cupcakes.
Right, no.
I really
parody, man.
I don't see a cupcake team in the league right now.
Well,
sure, there's been a few blowouts here and there, but some of these teams, they're going to fight you to the end. And, there's been some good quality games.
Good quality games. And, when you talk about cupcakes, I can only think the only cupcake right now is injured. Kevin Durant. Anyway. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist that one. My other surprise on the good side is Trae Young.
Yeah.
Trae Young, we knew that he was coming.
Yeah.
And I think we did it in our predictions. I had him in my, what did we do? Top 25. Had him in I think he was 25th in my top 25. Mm-hmm. Even saying that, I could not have predicted that he would do as well as he's doing right now in the NBA.
He will be an all-star in the Eastern Conference.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Trae Young will be an all-star in the Eastern Conference this year. His game is developed. He's a fan favorite. He's putting up numbers. And for that, I think Atlanta, I say Trae Young and Atlanta, both of them got next.
They got next.
And
we're going to talk about that in upcoming shows. Who's got next? Because they're not going to compete for a title this year.
No.
But they're on the come up.
They're on the come up.
And there's some teams that are on the come up, in my opinion, and I'm going to talk about it in my closing comments. One team that's on the come up, they're not nowhere near there, but I like what they're doing. I want them to stay the course. Let's get to our closing comments, Rob.
Well, my closing comment is just going to center around the league. We touched on it briefly, and I'm just going to go full throttle at it. You know, as NBA League Pass is available to us, you get the chance to see not only your favorite team, but you also get a chance to see other teams. And at this point here, I got a chance to see some games, and I'm going to tell you, there is not a boring night of NBA. There are those non-playoff teams. They got some young talent in there. The NBA is healthy and only getting healthier. Maybe it's the way the game is being played, but these young players are coming into the league and they are excelling. I mean, we talked about some standouts thus far. I mean, Doncic is in his second year. Trae Young is in his second year. We talked about Ja Morant going up against possibly his idol and giving him the business, and he's just a rookie. And that's just a few to name right now. Right now, players of 4 years and of less experience is probably dominating the league. So, to the NBA, keep doing what you're doing. I hope you don't decide to add expansion just because NBA is at its biggest height, but right now, the game could not be in a better place than what it is. It's only going to get better and better. I'm enjoying the NBA. Thanks for League Pass.
Yeah, so am I. You know, my closing comments are going to be on the Knicks. And I joined the Knick Mob on Facebook because of your recommendation. Now, let me explain this. I am a longtime Knick fan, but anyone that knows me in sports, I have a favorite baseball team, the New York Mets. I have a favorite football team, the Dallas Cowboys. And I have a favorite basketball team. But in basketball, that's the only sport that I'm a bigger fan of an individual than I am of a team. So for 20 years, I was a Laker fan because I was a Kobe fan. Prior to that, I was a big, Isaiah and Grant Hill fan, so I was rolling with the Detroit Pistons. But always, the Knicks were a team that I loved. But I want to talk to you New York Knicks fans, including you, Ra. Early on in the season, I'm following on the Knick Mob page, and they're talking about everything that's wrong, everything, Fizdale, he's got to go, the starting lineup. Listen, making trades and getting rid of this person, listen to me. I look at the Golden State Warriors. I look at another team that we're talking about being on the come up, the Atlanta Hawks. They built it organically. And one of the biggest problems, being in New York, the media mecca of the world, I think we want it immediately. And you know what? We've been trying to get it immediately, and for 20 years, we haven't done anything. So maybe we need to slow down on our build and really make sure that we're getting the best players and not making deals just to make deals. I think you have a great little core. Barrett is going to be something special. I think Knox has potential. I think we have a good team, a good core. Let's not be the typical New York Knicks fan. Let's love and enjoy and watch it organically grow so that we can have a team that sustains for a long time and not try to win today, but never really ever go anywhere. We've tried that path. When you try something and it doesn't work, you try something new. Only ignorant people keep doing the same things, expecting different results. Let's organically and slowly grow it and know that they're not going to win a finals this year, next year, but they're a team, in my opinion, that you need to watch if they take it slow. That's my closing comments. I know he disagrees with me, but I have the last word on this one. So he'll come back at me next week. But for now, I am the minister.
And I'm Rob.
And you know what? He's the straw that stirs the drink, but I just took the straw from him. And we'll see this next week. But you know what? We love this. Feed us. Give it back to us. Talk to us on Facebook. Talk to us on YouTube. Talk to us on Instagram. Talk to us on Twitter. Come back at us. In the Nick Mobs, we're going to be showing this, and we're going to have a special segment just for you Nick Mob people on what I just said. Hit me. I don't care. I can take it. I'm tough. I'm from Queens. Let's do this. For DETV, Rewind Network, Facebook, and YouTube, we're Deep Hoops. We're not experts, but we're passionate fans talking about the game we love. Peace.